Kishora Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Kishora Das Babaji Maharaj was a previous life. He was a merchant, and he left at a very young age, in his 30s, I think. He renounced everything and went to Vrindavan, and he stayed there for about 30 something years, doing his bhajan there. He was a disciple of Bhagavad Das Babaji Maharaj. Bhagavad Das Babaji. I think so, from maybe Ambika Kolna, that side. Then he came to stay in Mayapur. There he hardly left. When he came to Mayapur, first time Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur saw him. He said, I was immediately attracted. I was captivated by him. I think he was just wearing copins. He had a tiger skin cap, which was like a little bag in which he kept a few things, some tilaks, there's little tilak stamps, a few little things he had. And Bhaktisiddhanta said, my guru, my father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he pointed out my guru. He said, he is your guru. You should take initiation from him. And you don't come back until you've actually got initiation from him. So he stayed there. Bhaktisiddhanta wanted to take initiation from Kishor, but he had no disciples. He may have had one couple, but anyway, otherwise he had no disciples. So when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati asked him, he said that you're a great scholar, you're renowned as a scholar, and I'm actually illiterate. Apparently, he couldn't even write his own name. And you're known as a scholar, you're known as a strict brahmachari, Naistika brahmachari. Kishor was saying, you're a Naistika brahmachari, renowned scholar. It's like an incompatible match. I'm just an illiterate person. So in this way, he kept putting him off taking initiation. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, just as Madhavacharya, he said he approached his gurus 19 times or something like that. Just as he approached his guru, and I will not stop. I will not approaching you. So Kishor said, Das Babaji Maharaj said that, okay, I will ask my Prabhu. If he gives the order, I can give you initiation. His Prabhu meant Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So Bhaktisiddhanta was very enthusiastic. Woke up next day running to see Kishor. He said, what did he say? What did he say? And Kishor said, oh, I forgot to ask him. I forgot to ask him. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was devastated practically. And then he said that why you should show mercy on me. You and your Prabhu. Why you should show mercy to me? You and your Prabhu, you are both worshippers of a devotee, that Krishna Chandra, everybody knows. So as worshippers of a devotee, why would you show me you are attached to morality and being a great scholar? But if you are not merciful unto me, then I cannot maintain my life. And he sang a song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, line of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song. Yeah, if you're not merciful to me, I cannot maintain my life. But then Corona na hoili, Katiya Kandiya, na prana raki bhava. That if you are not merciful unto me, then I cannot maintain my life. And he fell down sobbing at his feet. And Kishor was very much moved by his sincerity. So he said, okay, go take a bath in the Ganga and in the Jalangi, and I'll give you initiation. So then he initiated him. What was his initiated name? Huh? Sri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitya. Sri Varshabhanavi Daitya. And he put his feet on his head. Yeah, Bhaktisiddhanta said, I was stunned. For more than 7 days, I was in a daze. Moving around in a daze. And he said, this man, Kishor Das Babaji Maharaj, I didn't know if he was really genuine or he actually had a very big ego. I couldn't quite make it out. Because he was telling me, give up your attachment to morality, being a Naistika brahmachari, and being attached to being a great scholar. Give up these identities. So Bhaktisiddhanta is saying, it was my identity. I identify myself as a strict moralist and a pundit. I was proud of being a pundit. I used to love to defeat people. That was my identity. And then this man's coming and says, give up your sense of morality and you're being a great scholar. This is my identity, and now he's telling me to give it up. So he's got a huge ego, or he's actually genuine. He said, and I understood after some time that he was actually such a genuine, renounced devotee of Gauranga and Krishna. And I don't think that anyone has been as so renounced as Kishor Das Babaji since Raghunath Das Goswami. I don't think there's anybody who has been as renounced as a Srila Gaura Das Babaji. He used to wander around in a kopi and sometimes nothing. He was also known to be in touch with Super Soul. Sometimes he would call out, "Did you see that? Did you see that? That's such and such Babaji." Appetizing himself, maybe in another place, maybe in Vrindavan or Navadvip. Anyway, did you see it? Did you see that? He's inviting widows into his rooms at night. Did you see that? So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said he was in contact with the super soul. He could understand what's going on. One time, one couple came to him and said, "Please give us shelter in your lotus feet. Give us a darshan. Please give us a darshan of your lotus feet." He was in his bhajan kuti. So he stuck his feet out the door. He said, "Have a look." Have a look. No, give me 2 rupees. Give me 2 rupees. And I'll have a look. But anyway, he said because they were genuine and sincere. So that he may have initiated them. That was it. But that first was the initiation of Bhaktisiddhanta. I don't think he initiated anyone after that. Today is a Tirabhav. He's Tirabhav. He got news. He was in Mayapur. Kishor Das Babaji was in Navadvip. Navadvip. He was living in Navadvip at that time. Most of the time he spent in the Gaudra, or at least a lot of the time. Then he moved to Gaudra, and he used to live in an upturned boat. Not the boat, but the little sunshade. They put a little round sunshade. So that was on the bank of the Jalangi. He would do his bhajan there. And that was a place that people went to pass stall. So they asked him, "Guru Maharaj, you please come to another place. This is not a very good place." The people, he said, Gokishar said, Das Babaji Maharaj said that. I don't know if he said he can go to Navadvip and have a bhajan kuti there. But anyway, he said, it's the man and the woman. Maybe they were temple owners or something. And they invited him to come. He said, "You can. I'll come if you let me stay in the where they pass through the little house, place where they pass through." I'll come and live there. So they took him very seriously, and they actually cleaned that whole place up. And they never used it as a storehouse, but he actually went to stay in there. Yeah, they didn't want to give him, but he went there anyway, and he said the smell of stool is thousands of times better than the smell of materialistic persons. So no, they won't come here and disturb my bhajan. So then he got news. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati got news that he had left his body there in Navadvip. So immediately Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he found out, he went across the river. And he said he was wearing a green chadar, according to the Alankrit Shastras. And green is the color of separation. Somehow they had the green charter, and then he rushed over to Kokisha, that's Babaji. There was a debate going on. Babaji Maharaj, he said that when he leaves his body, you should drag it through the streets of Navadvip. And then after that, you could just throw it for the dogs to eat. So some of them were saying that it was his last request, so we should actually follow that request. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, he said, you cannot understand the humility of Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj. You can't understand, he's such a great devotee. That's his natural humility, he's saying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he lifted Haridas, who was also so humble. He lifted him up and carried him on his head. He carried him around. He said, if any of you people, mostly it was the Babajis, they wanted to claim his body because people would give donation. He was a famous renunciant, so people would come and give donation. So he would get donation. That's one of the motivations. So they said to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that you're not in the renounced order of life. He wasn't a sannyasi at that time. He said, you're not a Babaji, you're not a sannyasi. So only a renunciant can actually touch the body of another renunciant, the Babaji. Only another Babaji can do. So you cannot take him. We will take him. And Bhaktisiddhanta feeling great feeling of, how can you express, great feeling of potency of knowing that he had to defend his guru and his guru's position. So he had a challenge that if any one of you renunciants here have not had illicit connection with a woman in the past year, you can claim the body and make this.
Samadhi.
Huh?
Samadhi.
You make the samadhi. Nobody came forward, except within the last 6 months. Nobody came. The last month, nobody came. The last week, all the Babajis were mumbling. They started turning their backs and walking off slowly. Last 3 days, nobody came forward. And he said to his own disciples, take the body. We will give the samadhi. The police were there because it was a big argument. So they all backed off. Everybody couldn't face him. And they couldn't challenge him. And they couldn't answer his challenge. So then they made his samadhi on the bank of the Ganga at Navadvip side. Later on that the Ganga was eroding all the banks. All of the banks were being washed away of the Ganga, where his samadhi was. So his samadhi also was getting washed away. The bank was caving in. Then he became informed. So he sent his men there. And they managed to save the samadhi remnants just before the Ganga completely washed everything away. So then he brought the remnants back to the joke pit, the Chaitanya Mat. And there they built us, disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta built a samadhi there. Or Bhaktisiddhanta built the samadhi of Kishor. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that my Guru Maharaj said there are many offences being committed. No. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said there were many offences being committed against my Guru Maharaj in Navadvip. He did not like to stay there. And therefore, by the transcendental arrangement, namely the Ganga erosion, now his samadhi is here on the banks of Radha Kund, because he has an eternal place of bhajan there, also at Radha Kund. So he's left that place where offences were being committed in Navadvip and came to the Mayapur on the bank of Radha Kund. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was doing his bhajan there, and he told his disciples, Radha Kund, I see Radha Kund, Sham Kund. Can you see? The disciples said, no, we cannot see Guru Maharaj. He said, yes. Radha Kund and Sham Kund and Govardhan. And the disciples said, can we build a Radha Kund? He said, yes, you can. So they excavated, they excavated, made Radha Kund, and made a Govardhan hill there also. So he said now he's on the bank of Radha Kund. This is also his place, eternal place of bhajan in Braja, on the Radha Kund. So by the transcendental arrangement, now he is doing bhajan. And there are no offences are being committed anymore like they were in Navadvip. Till 12 o'clock, it just called ding dong. We should go to the Pushpanjali of Gokishor Das Babaji Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Gokishor Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai.